What's up, fight fans? I'm back at it with another edition here around World Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin, where the world fight start. Round one. Hold on. Did you guys hear that? Okay, apparently I can't hear it right now, but all right. Well, fight fans, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. I had to go on today. I wasn't even gonna go on tonight. Made a couple of videos and shit, but this Tank Davis and Devin Haney shit is really not sitting right with me. And I wanted to know you guys' thoughts. And if you don't catch the video now, please leave in the comments below your thoughts and opinions on the whole Devin Haney situation and Tank Davis mocking Devin Haney's mother that just recently passed away. My condolences to Devin Haney and his family. It's a tough time right now. And a lot of people has a lot to say about this Tank Davis situation, where that he took to social media to mock the situation. Basically, I'll leave it as that. Right? I'm pretty sure you guys saw and heard what he said. I don't have to repeat it. Right? So, Tank Davis took to social media and said this. And whether you're aware about has been going on, there was a point in time where Devin Haney took shots at Tank Davis's mom. And he had some choice words and he said some things, and the boxing world was, like, yo. And some people were like, yo, fuck it. Let's talk your shit. Let's get this fight popping, right? But at that time, both their mothers had their health. Now, recently, Devin Haney's mom just passed away, and Tank Davis hops on to social media, and he quickly starts to say, all these things. And some people that don't know the backstory to this, they would just think that this was real distasteful for Tank. Although it absolutely is. There's nothing that I can say that can give Tank Davis, that I feel, the right to go this far. Now, this right here, my friends, this is where violence could occur. It could erupt between two different sides. That's the kind of comment, the kind of reaction that, yes, that things have happened for these kind of situations. Now, I don't want to promote violence at all. I think that Devin Haney should ignore Tank Davis, if I'm being honest, because while you're going through one of the toughest moments in your life, you might make decisions you normally would have not made in the right state of mind. And you might act out of anger, Devin Haney, rather than, dealing with it in a different manner. Now, I want to ask you guys tonight the question, the $1 million question. And the $1 million question is, should Devin Haney get this back in blood in the ring? And should Devin Haney try to organize a fight between him and who? Tank Davis. Now, here's the obstacle. This is the roadblock that's right there right now. Devin Haney is the 147-pound champion. Tank Davis is the 135 champion in recess. Okay, he's actually not even a champion anymore, right? So, what is the information we have? What is the data? Round one, what do you got that can sell this fight? Well, okay, this is what I have. I have proof that Tank Davis himself has fought at 140 pounds. He fought Mario Barrio at 140. So you can make 140 and move. And you bring your punching power at 140. You proved it. Devin fought at 140 at once upon a time. It was getting harder to make the weight and even harder to make the fights. He moves up 147. The only reason why he moved up, I think, is because of the situation with Ryan Garcia. He wasn't in the right state of mind to make 140. But Devin can make 140. That's where you got your fight. Devin sacrifices the 7 pounds and Tank adds 5 pounds. We can get a fight at 140 or at a catch weight at 141, 142. That way, Tank can gain 6 and Devin can take away 6. And you'll meet right there at 141. I think that Devin should try to negotiate a fight and get it back in blood and punch some respect into Tank Davis' face. Make him respect your mother's name. Tank Davis is going to try to do the same, right? You know, look, this mother conversation, it's apparent. When Devin says something about your mom, Tank, your mom's right there. You could turn around, you can kiss her. She still has her health. You should have recognized that even though this was an opportunity, all shots ain't right. This thing's called a cheap shot. Some people were going to find this distasteful. Your loyal followers, they were going to support anything you did. Fuck that. Devin said this about his mom. Now he said this about, you want to get childish? Yo, the facts are the facts. Devin's mom's not here anymore. That's the facts. And I wouldn't recommend for any of these guys or anybody, any fan, to take to the streets and think you're going to do what? That you represent Tank Davis, that you represent Devin Haney? So think before you act out there, gentlemen. I know that this topic right here, not everybody's going to think like you. Not everybody's going to think like you. And you might think like, okay, you know, to the person out there that's thinking, okay, you know, this ain't that big. Well, it ain't your mom. Now, is it? These men are very prideful, and they have a lot of supporters, a lot of fans. And a lot of these fans are going to run into each other somewhere. You know, and I just want to get the message out there, guys. That's why at Round One Sports Talk, we don't get into that. We don't talk about people's moms, children's, DMs, babies' moms. We don't talk about none of that. We just talk about the squabbles around here. This was a shock to me. I recently suffered a really big loss in my life. And 2 losses, in fact. You know, my own daughter, she was 27 years old. The asthma pump didn't work. She passed out in the living room. She never woke up. 27 years old. Hasn't even been 5 months yet. And then 29 days later, after my daughter passed away, her mother passes away of basically a broken heart. She couldn't cope with the loss of our daughter. She just sat in a chair and turned herself off, basically. So I suffered 2 losses back to back within 1 month. I had to find a way to pay for 2 funerals back to back. That's what we did. And I'm still not over it. You know, I come on here, laugh, you know, joke around with you guys, argue this and that. It's all therapy for me, to tell you the truth. You guys keep me going, and you guys don't even know it. You probably won't even know it. All these smiles and all this camera shit and everything is just hiding the fact of how hurt I really am. And I don't want to let it out. I've already cried too many nights where my fucking eyes were burning. I've been there. And I'm just coming out of that fucking black hole. And I get up here and I just talk boxing. I try to zone it out, man. Every day It's a new day, you know. And I think about her all the time. I got her right here. Her body was cremated, and I got her urn right here. I have a piece of her. Her brothers and sisters, they all have one and stuff. And that's my Anna, man. That's my Anna. And I know what that's like, man. I also lost my mom and my dad and my little brother. I lost my little brother to the streets. And I lost my dad, and the following year, I lost my brother. Yeah. My mom was real between my mom and my dad, they passed away like maybe 10 years apart and shit. My mom passed away in 2001. Uh I don't even remember the date. I don't care. I don't choose to care the date she passed away. I never I never accepted that date, so I really don't give two fucks about that date. People like to hold on to dates and shit. That's not a date I care to know. I really the only reason why I know the date of my father is because of my little brother. Like that, because it was actually like literally to the day a year apart. And that's it burns in my brain, you know. And losing a loved one can be really tough. It can be really tough. And depending how close you are with your loved one, you know, if you was a mama's boy and like them dudes that's real like me, I was a mama's boy, 100%, bro. In front of my mom's eyes, I could do no wrong. My brother, she was tough on my older brother. She was tough on my sister. She was tough on them. But my mom fucking let me get away with murder. Yeah, I was mom's baby, bro. My mom, I swear to goodness, bro. Fucking the Pope can do something to me. I blast him. And my mom be on TV the next day defending me. Talk about then the Pope did something to Edwin. It's not Edwin's fault. It's his. And I say the Pope because they supposed to be like the most holy people on the planet. The most good person in the world. Can do something to Edwin. My mom, fuck that. He did something to Edwin. This ain't Edwin's fault. He's misunderstood. That's my mom. That's my mom. My mom will back me on. Man, listen. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, I used to get away with murder, but I used to drive her crazy, and I love her and I miss her. And I would give anything to hear her voice. You know? I'm not promised to see her in the afterlife. I don't know how that works. I know a lot of people have your own beliefs on, you know, I'm on the belief that I don't think the afterlife owes us an explanation. I don't think we're gonna be judged, or I'm not sure I'll see any of my loved ones' faces. It might just be a flash of light, and that's probably all I'll remember. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anyone that died and came back. If you died, you came back. And all the stories of the people, the half-dead stories, he was dead for 30 minutes and he came back. And no, you were in a coma-like stage and you were dreaming. That fluid was still working in your brain. You were like in a dream state. Whatever happened to you and you came back, you didn't make it to die. Because if you died, no one's come back from that. So I don't know what's on the other side. I don't know. I don't know what's on the other side. No one knows. Everybody's like trying to be a tough guy. I ain't afraid of death. Really? Have you ever tried it? Have you ever tried it? I don't know what's on the other side, man. I don't know if it's pain, healing. But as humans, I find it ironic that we think we're entitled to an explanation. Anything that was smart enough to create us owes no explanation. They don't even need to tell us the reason why they made us. I think that's above our pay grade. If I made you and I'm a creator, what do I got to explain myself to you? I made you and that's that. I'm a creator. I'm too busy making other shit. I don't explain myself to my creation. Not a, I don't know how he thinks, but I know if I was a creator, why would I explain myself to anything I created? I owe you nothing. Just be made, do your function. I'm not sure how anything works. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't know. And mom, man, if it's true, man, if there's a slightest chance I could see you, whatever it is, man, I'll do it. I'll probably do it. You know, your mother gave me life. A lot of us want to give thanks to life, to our creator, our God, Jesus, whatever you're into. But I choose to give my creation of life to my parents. I came out of her. That's all I know. That's all I know. To give you an example how much I value my mom, how much I end up really respecting her, right? I was a little punk as a kid. And, I talk back to my mom and shit, and she smacked the shit out of me a lot of times. And I never raised my hand to my mother ever in my life, and I would never think about it. I would take the smacks, and that's it, And I used to be a little mischievous. I'll leave it as that as a child. And I used to find these mopeds and motorcycles on the side of the road, on the side of these houses. And, I found them, Okay? Read between the lines, people, okay? I'm not promoting any stuff, so I'm talking between the lines because I'm not going to tell you this because I'm not. So, I used to bring things home. And I had a thing for motorcycles. Really, really, really bad. And I just kept getting them. So when I would ride them, I don't know, I felt free. I don't know how to explain if you never rode a motorcycle. When I would ride it and I'd be on the highway, and I would just feel like a fucking rebel. Like I never wanted to get off the bike, man. From the moment I got on a motorcycle, I never wanted to get off. I was just on it, boom, right? So here I am, I'm like 12 years old. I'm about 12 years old. And I had like a dirt bike. I had a moped. I had a fucking, you name it, was under my mother's house, under the porch. I used to stash them in there so she couldn't see them because she never wanted me to ride them. So long story short, I was riding one I was on the train tracks. And I was hitting the train tracks, bumping like this, because I like to do that shit. I'm out there, right? So I'm thinking in my head, as I'm coming off the train track, there was a wall right here. I was thinking I was going to jump off the wall, look real cool and shit, like that. Bam, land the bike. I played it out in my head, right? Because I was going to look mad cool. That was what I was going to do. It was raining a little bit. Not raining like pouring, but it was just enough to get it was like sprinkling, right? Shower, like a rain shower. A little less than a rain shower, though. So I didn't worry about nothing. So I jump, boom, and the fucking bike comes from underneath me. Boom. And I slide into traffic. Where the red lights are, I couldn't stop it. The bunny hop was supposed to go like that onto the sidewalk, and that's where I was supposed to stop. The bike slid. Bro, it took me with the bike. And I slid into traffic and a car almost hit me. And I was like that. I braced myself. I went like that. Because the car, that shit came like this close. It almost hit me. So when I got up, lo and behold, who was it? My mom's best friend. And I was like, yo, Don't say nothing to my mom. Don't say nothing to her. Don't tell my mother what happened. She was like, yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing. She went right to my mom's house, right to my mother's house. You know, media. You know what I seen your son? He was over here jumping. Yo, bro, when I got home, my mom beat the shit out of me, bro. But it was different. This ass whooping was different. Not that it was more brutal. The fact she couldn't whoop my ass. She could not kick my ass. Meaning, she was so much in tears. She was so disorientated when she went to hit me. She didn't have no power. It was like she was viewing me like I died. She like threw herself on the ground, the snots are coming out of her nose, everything, like the whole show. Like I'm sitting there, I'm looking at her, I'm like, Ma, what are you doing? And she gets up and she starts telling me a story about her brother named Edwin, how she named me after him, and how he died in New York City. The way he died, he fell off a roof, and all his friends knew he fell, but they was too scared to say anything, and his body was in the alley for like 4 days because no one wanted to say anything in New York. And her brother Edwin died. When she had me, she named me after her brother. That was her favorite brother, Edwin. So he died, and then she tells me the story. So she tells me that I was a year away from his birthday, from the age he died. So she's like hysterical, right? So I looked at her, right? And I knew she wasn't playing. And I was like, Ma, all right, you think I'm gonna die? She was like, no, I had a premonition. You're gonna die on a motorcycle. She was very specific with it. No, she's not a car, not a plane. She said, you're gonna die on a motorcycle. That's what she told me, right? So I'm looking at her, right? And mind you, I'm 12 years old. I'm fucking 12 years old. And she said, promise me you'll never ride another motorcycle. At 12 years old, right? And I was stupid, man. I was young. I said to myself, I'll promise her. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to, quiet her up. All right, Mom, I promise. So I did. I didn't ride no motorcycle, no nothing, right? And I got older, right? So life went on. I didn't ride no motorcycles. I stood to what she said. I upheld her promise. Trust me, all my mans, hey, what are we riding tomorrow? I can't ride. Why? Bro, and they were like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your mom's not gonna know, bro. And I'm just like, that's the point. If I get on this bike, she done jinx me. I'm gonna die, right? So they like, come on, Baba. So anyway, life goes on. 2021, I wake up to the fact in the middle of the night, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. I got out of bed. My girl goes, get back in bed. I says, I gotta go to my mom's house. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, Edwin. What do you gotta go to your mother's house for? I says, I don't know. Something's wrong. She said, what? Now, my mom literally lived down the street from me. I'm telling you, I was a mama's boy. I didn't move far. She lived down the street from me. I just felt it. I got up in the middle of the night, just like this. Boop. I got up and I walked to her house. And Donald was there, and my grandfather, and he was like, yo, your mom's been downstairs in the basement doing laundry, and the laundry machine's been going on for like 6 hours. So what you talking about, man? I walked downstairs, the railing of the The thing was banister was broken. There was a big bag of laundry, and my mom was laying there. She had fell down the flight of stairs, and she hit the back of her head, and she never woke up. So I held her there in my arms for a long time. It was a day that changed my life. So I value her so much that later I bought my first house, and I got my cars and shit. And once again, my man's just like, yo, let's ride a motorcycle. We all should buy bikes and drive across the country type shit. And I'm saying, I can't do it. And I told him the story. And can you believe my sister? My sister went and got a pastor, a preacher type dude. She tells me, go to the church and pray about it, and you'll be able to ride a bike. And so I go there and I talk to the pastor and shit. And I wasn't looking for the pastor to give me any validation. I was just telling the pastor what it is because my sister wanted me to talk to somebody about it. So I did. Don't you know that this dude, after my conversation with him, he looks at me and he tells me, son, your mom in heaven wants you to be happy. And I'm telling you, you can ride a motorcycle because I asked God to give you permission to ride a motorcycle. Edwin, go enjoy life, buy your motorcycle, and ride with your family and stuff, and just pray about it right here, and your mom is going to give you permission. And I turned around and I looked at this dude and I was like, just like a human, huh? You think because you told me that you talked to God that it gives you the right for me to forget about my mother's promise. You don't have the authority to tell me that my mother said it's okay. And if it's okay with you, I'll just uphold her promise. You're not going to tell me nothing. My promise to her was my promise. That's it. Wasn't no pastor going to tell me, say a couple Hail Marys? No. If she's not here to tell me herself, I'll go to the grave with it. I'd rather be a son that keeps her promise than make an excuse to break it. There is no motorcycle for me. There is none. And it's something I can live with. But I will know that I'll go to my grave knowing I kept my promise to her. Losing your mother is crazy, man. I don't know how you view your mom, or if you ever promised her anything, but I'll be damned if I could let another human convince me that it's okay to break her promise. Nah. There are just some lines I'm not willing to cross morally. I'm just not willing to cross them. And when Tank Davis did that to Devin, this is something that this can go left. Not everybody thinks the same way you do. This can go left real fast, bro. And I just know that this is not the type of thing we should be like meddling in. I think Tank, dog, I'm not gonna say that you were wrong all the way, but it would have been cool if you would have had class. I get it, Tank. You gangster, you thug, whatever. And I heard somebody say just because you from the hood doesn't mean you from the hood. Cause Tank's mom, she ran through the hood. she's 100% from the hood. But Tank got sheltered from a lot of it. But make no mistake, Tank is from there. Tank is street. He was a little too much street. By the time they got to Tank, he was already past his teenage years. He was in the hood all that time. So if you were in the hood that time or that amount of time, anybody that says like, no, like Devin is not like Tank as far as coming from those places, but it really doesn't matter where you come from or how low you came or how rich you was. That doesn't matter. Class is class. And this right here, like a situation like this, man, that's not something that I even want. Like that shit hurts, bro. You know, I love my mother to death, man. She was everything. She was everything. She still is. And man, it's just a tough topic, man. And I don't want nobody to go out there and do some dumb shit, and in the name of Devin Haney or in the name of Tank Davis, and those people are out there, and that's why I make this episode. I had a bad premonition that tomorrow I'll wake up and some shit. Fans took to some dumb shit, and I don't want to see boxing get a black eye like this. It's bad enough that we suffer as fighters as it is. Everything we give away, the ability to hang out with our friends. What do you think? Devin had a normal life? Fuck no. There's no way Devin Haney had a normal childhood life being the kind of fighter he is today. What you think? Jerron Boots Ennis had a normal life? Are you crazy? His father kept him away from all the thugs and everything outside of the street. These fighters sometimes, that's why they act awkward in conversation. They don't know how to be around people. They didn't have a lot of friends. Their parents and their trainers didn't let a lot of people in their circle. Like, you can't even get next to Amanda Serrano now. They got a tight knit on whoever she even talks to. It's like that. Like, these fighters' lives are like segregated sometimes, and you gotta do that because you start allowing the fighter. Why you think Oscar De La Hoya's father wanted to keep him like that? He was a little bit too much extreme, I gotta admit. But as soon as he let Oscar go, what happened to him? As soon as Mike Tyson's coach died, what happened to him? These fighters get away from the one thing that was keeping them the man that they are. And they thought it was too harsh. They had to get away. They got away. They got into the driver's side and they drove themselves right into a wall. And they had to find out the harsh reality of life. You understand? And, I just know that I really valued my mom. I wasn't the best son. No, I wasn't. I drove that lady crazy. I know I did, Mom. I know I did. But I loved, Mom, man, I didn't know what I didn't know. I thought I knew everything, Mom. I thought I knew what I was doing. I really did. I thought that little bit of money, that little jewelry at the time, I thought I was the shit, Ma. Man, I'm sorry, man. She used to tell me, man, that lady would not go to sleep until she saw me coming down the street. She wouldn't get in bed. She'd be in that window, waiting, counting both of us, me and my brother coming home. Or he would come home, that's one. Where's the other one? And she wouldn't go to sleep until we came home. Like, we was wild, man. We was wild. Yeah, we were. We drove her crazy. But in a weird way, man, I don't know. I don't know why in some things I'm so morally strong, and some things I really don't give two fucks about. It's weird for me. I don't know. I'm not the best person in the world. I really not. I am really not. But when it came to my mom and like, at least trying to be the best son I guess I could be for her at the end, like I try to be for my dad and shit. Uh, you know, it's just it sucks because life is short and I didn't have that much time with her. She died fairly young. She was like 46 years old when she died. My mom. So she died fairly young, you know? My dad was 63 when he passed away, so he was a lot older and shit. Uh, he lived a lot longer than my mom did. Uh, he lived like 14, 16, maybe 17 years after my mom died. He passed away. Then my brother passed away the following year. And then unfortunately, I don't even know what date it was anymore. My daughter passed away. Those are dates I just don't choose to remember. That's just me. That's how I am. Some people will hold on to those dates and stuff. And for me, it hurts me more. Just reminding me of those days and stuff. I don't care to remember them. I'll remember my loved ones the way I choose to, not the way the world wants me to. You understand? And losing your mom, man, I like this didn't sit well with me. I had to get on and get a video in and shit because it just didn't sit well with me. And to all the Tank fans and everybody that's watching, man, brothers and sisters, please just stay out of it. Save your comments. Save your, just save them. I'm not going to say one is right and one is wrong. These two men need to work this out. Obviously, they're at each other's throats. They need to fight. Well, then let's get ourselves a fight. I think that 140 or somewhere in the catch weight, somewhere around there, I think Devin shouldn't take another step forward. You don't really got a fight schedule anyway, Devin, right? But it's not like I'm going to ask Devin to get up tomorrow and start training next month after his mom passed away. I don't know how much time he's going to need. He's not a robot. And if he takes off a year or anything, well, then that's what he took off. And when he comes back, whenever Devin chooses to come back, on that day, he should call out Tank Davis. On that day. Not like right now or anything like that. Of course not. But when he does come back, he ain't going to have a fight scheduled. He try to secure that fight with Tank and bust his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it for mom, bro. Even if you don't win, bro, I don't give a fuck. At least one good punch in that fucking mouth. What'd you say about my mama? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try to win the fight, of course. But if he fell short, fuck it. At least I got to punch you in the face. Win, lose, or draw, I want to fight you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? On that type shit. But yeah, man. Let me get to y'all chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to y'all chat. Salute, Ron. What's up, Dre? How you doing? In the building. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. Right there. Thumbs up. Yup. These guys are fighting. Yeah. I read that one. The last person Tank would fight is Devin. Yeah, I know, right? But he needs to fight him now, bro. Ryan from the 6 up 1-0. He's up 1-0 on me, right for the 6. You guys like that little back and forth today? What do you keeping score? I didn't know we were keeping score. We keeping score now? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you give Ryan credit for the Clarissa, but you won't give me credit for the rest of the interview, for everything else I said? Kind of biased there, huh? Damn, they give me no credit? Just 0-1? You were specifically looking for one conversation, huh? Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. I need a good smile right now, so I'm gonna go with that. Don't put Tank in the. I agree, man. Salute Drake. Uh, um, Dre. Does that say Canelo? What? I don't know what the fuck that says, Drake. I'm sorry, bro. That's too bunched up together. Thank you for sharing, Edwin. Thanks, bro. Yeah. Lost all respect for Tank, man. More American drama and BS. Yeah, everybody else from the outside looking in. This shit is stupid, but I had to address it. You guys know I don't do no religion here at Round One Sports Talk. We don't talk religion or politics, and we don't do that fucking shaming, trying to shame people, talking about their wives. Like, I don't talk about David Benavides, his wife's situation. Nah, that's all drama shit. You guys got channels for that. You know, I don't talk about the Clarissa Shield and fucking Alicia Bumgarner mess with Papoose. And no, Papoose is not a boxer. Like, no, he doesn't belong here. You know, they don't get my conversation, but this one hit home for me because I lost my mom. And this conversation right here, I was like, yo, y'all gotta chill, bro. Like, yeah, y'all gotta chill. Like, you know, this is too fresh for Devin. He's too emotional right now. I can imagine what he's going through. You know, like, bro, when my mom passed away, she was in a hospital. I literally jumped in the bed with her and wrapped myself in the blankets and tried to fall asleep next to her while she was in a coma. The doctors came, was like, no, you gotta get the fuck away from me, bro. All I did, I held her. This is too fresh, man. I'm trying to tell you, people get hurt behind shit like this. What you say about her, bro? And that's the only reason why I'm addressing it, because it hit home for me. And you know, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to keep it together. You know what I mean? You can see it, and it's just, I look. Everybody doesn't address the things the same way you do. Not everybody can think their way through things. There are people that just react. Just react. I can't control everybody in Devin's entourage and everybody in Tank's. And I can't control somebody seeing one of these guys coming out of these buildings or something. Hey, but yo, let's not do that. Let's not do that. It's not gonna bring Devin's mom back. It's just not. Tank, you're an asshole for this. I understood that Devin did say something about your mom, talking about her drug history. It was pretty embarrassing. So Devin said it first. But I don't think the situations are the same. Tank, he said something about your mom. Turn around and kiss her. Tell her that you love her, right? Because she's still there. There's the difference. And guys, I just want the Round One Sports Talk family. Don't address that. Don't go on nobody else's show. Keep, because all these chats and everything, it's that's always gonna be up there. Somebody can go, hey, look what this guy said. That, just stay out of it. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. The best way what I'm advocating for is for them to fight and settle their differences in the ring. In the ring. Where it's the right way to do it. That's what I'm advocating for. I'm not advocating for anyone to take matters into their own hands. No. we've lost too many of our children, too many of our friends, too many of our homies, too many of our loved ones. When does it stop? Too many times I got to take my man's son to the barbershop because he got gunned down. Too many times I'm finding myself as these kids are growing up and I see them passing by. I know who your father once was. Once was. Now seeing the dude that's playing the role of his father and his son is being raised. I'm not sure if he likes the way his son's being raised, but you're not around anymore. You ain't got no say now, do you? Once it's over, it's over. You should really appreciate the value of life. I tried to. I still don't know it. I can tell you. But I'm a knucklehead, man. I'm a knucklehead, man. And I still can recognize that, nah, this is not the way. This is not the way. And though, man, I'm not the most perfect person in the world, hopefully I can talk you out of making a mistake of your own. And maybe one day you can say something to save me without even knowing it. That's why we're all brothers in this. We're men, ain't we? We're actually all brothers. All different brothers from different walks of life. They just tell us we have different names. White, black, Chinese. That's what they tell us. But in actuality, no matter if you think the planet's round or flat, I don't give a fuck what you think. We're here together, ain't we? You're my brother. And I shouldn't want no harm for you as you for me. But we're all trying to make it in this world, and not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody will ever view us as brothers. And I get that. So I just ask you guys, you know, as you go through in the weeks leading that are about to come, you're going to hear a lot of things. I'm pretty sure of it. You're going to hear a lot of things about Devin, a lot about Tank. You're going to hear a lot. And I'm just asking you. It's just some lines you won't cross. Some things that you're willing to be like, well, you know what? You're not actually talking about boxing. You guys are now did any of you guys say you sent a contract? Any dates? When we get to that point, let me know. Now I'll talk about you guys. But other than that, you know how they say, mind your business. I'm gonna mind my business. You know, but I will advocate for the fighters. And, you know, guys, man, this one really hit different. This situation. I didn't know it was Devin's mom, bro. All day I didn't know. I had no idea this shit with Tank was going on. Man, I'm recently just getting, cause bro, you know, I do round one, but I got a family of my own. You know, I gotta get downstairs, help my daughter and shit, you know, and, you know, the wife, and she cooks, and then when she gets back home from work, because I'm already here in the morning, right? I already got here. And then, like, boom, and then from there, my day starts, you know? And, like, I didn't know. Like I reported in the early morning show, I had told you that someone in Devin Haney's family had passed away. I knew there was someone passed away. So I had already addressed it when I got on, like, what time was it? 9:30, 10 o'clock, whatever time it was this morning. I had knew that there was an incident in the Haney family. I just didn't know who it was. And I was hoping that it wasn't somebody really close to him. Remember, you guys, if you watch my video, you know I that's what I said. Because I didn't know who it was. Then I went on Ryan with the Six. From the Six, I went on his show. We sat there, chopped it up, argued, But I like Ryan because we can argue and debate, and he knows me. Ryan knows who I am. I know who Ryan is. As soon as we just cool off, we talk about another fight. And people are like, They see us like arguing and shit. They think like, oh, he's gonna kick you off. And this is that. That's not how Ryan is, and that's not how I am. We can be hyped up in one conversation, and then just let's talk about this, and we just talked about that, because it's never nothing personal with Ryan. Because Ryan, as an individual, a man, he's a cool dude. We're just talking boxing. There's no need for me to fucking disrespect Ryan from the Six because of an opinion. I can be passionate about it, of course. And I could be like, he yells, I yell, and we talk. And it's all real. All of it is real. None of it's scripted or rehearsed. He's telling me what he feels. I'm telling him what I feel. But as soon as like we got to the point of thing, we were, okay. And we're over here on this one. You know, and I thank them for going on like always whenever he stops by in mine. And that's the kind of relationship we have. We can debate, me and Ryan. We can raise our voices and then quickly, let's go, Ryan, on to the next. Yo, it's never, ever personal with Ryan. I'm not trying to compete against my brother. He's not trying to compete against me. We're just trying to give you guys a good show and talk about great debates at some point. We agree on some things, we disagree on others, but always keep it respectful. Ryan from the Six, that's my dude. I've been coming up with him on this YouTube stuff. I've seen a lot of people start channels come and go. A lot of channels build up. They start off strong, then you don't see them no more. Gone. Not everybody's built for this. And Ryan's one of them dudes. He's been around for a little bit right now, at least in my era, my wave. And I know him. And like, I reached out to him when he had like 1,000 subscribers. And I had like 2,000. Look, he even got more than me now. Like, getting on like Ness's platform and advocating himself. He's doing real good for himself. And I'm happy to see Ryan still doing his thing. You know, his family, like my family, we got boxing gyms. His brother is actually an active fighter, Ryan's brother and shit. So we come from boxing families. You know, Ryan's not boxing right now, and I just retired a few months ago. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, you know, Ryan's like, he's one of those guys that I still fuck with. You know, because I could always hop on Ryan's thing. We can debate. We can do this and shit. And at the end, it's like, yo, Ryan, see you tomorrow or whatever, you know. It's never personal or any disrespect to Ryan. It's just merely debates on topics. That's it. That's it. If I was on the street and I saw Ryan, yo, Ryan, want to get beer, whatever, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Shoot some pool or some shit. We hang out and shit. I probably won't even talk boxing with him. We probably want to talk everything else but boxing because we do that here. You know what I mean? So it's like, as a person, nah, Ryan's my dude, bro. You know, I never actually met him in real life. I haven't met him in real life. But one of these days, we'll probably meet out there in Orlando or something at Border Wars or some shit. You know, maybe he'll come out and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, just if you've seen that episode today, it was fucking great. You know, I can tell you what right now, that viewership went the fuck up when we was on it talking, me and Ryan. And, you know, that's what counts, man. You know what I mean? You know, just talking boxing. I'm not wrong and he's not wrong. You know, I don't think that Ryan, you know, I made my points, he made his points, you know, type shit. I never view it as walking away like I'm up one on Ryan. No. We would never keep a score. You know what I mean? No matter what debate I win or he wins, I don't view it like that. You know, I just appreciate him because he knows he's not a yes man. If I say something, he ain't gonna just agree with me. And Ryan's gonna be like, yo, Edwin, wait a minute. Let's go, Ryan. Let's go. Right? So that's my man, dog. You don't want yes men around you. Don't surround yourself with yes men. Surround yourself with friends and people that'll call you out on your shit. Nah, I don't think you're doing this right. I don't think you should be going over there. I don't think you should be smoking that. Be with friends that speak up for you, that tell you what you need to hear. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You know, I'm fucking with dudes on podcasts, maybe on a different sense of that form of friendship, but a guy that doesn't just agree with me. A guy that says, you know what, he has his own opinion, his own thoughts, and shit like that. I fucking value that shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it is, man. And I'm glad that you guys had a great time. You know what I'm saying? Losing your mother and daughter. Yeah, man. God bless you, round one. Yeah, man. I just read that too. Yo, was Edwin was a wild boy, mom. I was wild, man. Only 43 is so young. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's when it happened with my mom and shit. But you know, guys, man, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from tonight. You know, you know, I don't I'm not gonna add gasoline to this. This is a touchy subject. Um and I just ask for you guys to be gentlemen about this. I know if you come here at Round One Sports Talk, you guys, probably some cool individuals and shit. Don't get drawn into this shit. That's it. You know what I mean? That's all. Do what you want, say what you want, but you know, there are just certain things in life we should value and respect, and we should respect our dead. That is one thing we should respect. There's lines I'm not willing to cross. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Listen, guys, man. Where is Frontline? Frontline right now is he's probably driving back home from the job site right now. Uh, he drives 2.5 hours to work, and he drives 2.5 hours back home to this project that he's doing now. Frontline, you can hire him to come in and do the pyrotechs and all the like jacuzzis and hot tubs and fucking you name it. Frontline does it. He'll make you a grill outside, a fucking stove out of brick and shit. Like the top of the line fancy shit. Usually the houses that Frontline's working on, some of them, not all of them are $1 million houses, but the majority of them are. Like the house he's working on right now, I think is like, from what I saw, that's just like $2.4-3 million house. That thing is huge, bro. It's got like a fucking it's got the whole lake in the back of it, and it's like going down like that. It's like like a Chinese rice paddy field, like that. Well, their backyard, it's kind of going like that, and then like the top part, these other people are working on it. Then Frontline's putting the man-made jacuzzi on the bottom. The jacuzzi that they got there, you could probably do a lap in it. That's how long it is. It's not like a jacuzzi, a small one, where we sit in a circle. It's like 6 people. No, that's not the size of one that Frontline's putting in right now. The kind that Frontline's putting in right now, you in that one jacuzzi, you could easily put 50 people in there. Easy. You might be able to put more. That motherfucker was long, bro. The jacuzzi, he was showing it to me a couple days ago. Then up on the top, it got like these poles where the pyrotech, where the flames are gonna come out. So when you're having your guests there, your party, and everybody's in the jacuzzi, you can have like pyrotech or whatever, like shit. Whatever you want, he's gonna make it for you. However you want. There's just so many different styles that he does. He can make it look like a fucking, I don't know, like the Olympic torch. You can have like the Olympic torches up there and shit. whatever your heart desires. Flames with your name. I don't know. Whatever you're into, he'll make it. And then Frontline also like, so he's doing like 3 or 4 projects in one. He's responsible for that part of the project up top. He's responsible for the grill, and these people are not getting no ordinary grill. Like this fucking grill that they putting back there, it's gonna have like features like the grill part, and there's some other shit, and then like a sink, and fucking there'll be like, it's like some real expensive shit. So he has to put that together. And then there's another kitchen set where it's like a small little island where like a bar, but you can grill there too as well. Whoever's building this shit that having Frontline to do got money. Whoever this person's house is, I have no idea who's, who the person that owns the house, but that's the kind of shit Frontline does. Yeah, he does some like good work and shit, and he's up there busting his ass, and I know he be tired as fuck. He be calling me all the time. Yo, Ed, man, I be wanting to go on. I'm like, yo, Frontline, don't worry. We'll be here. We'll be right here, bro. Take care of your family. Take care of what you got to do. All the work you're getting right now, you're being swamped. He's like telling me, man, I'm getting so many calls right now. I'm like, when you get that much calls, make that money, save it for the rainy days and the winter time and things like that you don't get calls. So you can't, on Frontlining, you know what I'm saying? So right now we might be without Frontline for a little bit, couple days here and there or something. He'll pop on. I know he will, because he's a little boxing junkie. You know what I'm saying? He can't stop talking boxing. That's one thing Frontline, right? We have in common. Like, I'll do this show for 4 hours, 3 hours, and fucking call Frontline on the phone for another 2 hours after the show. He's still talking boxing. So I know he wants to be here, guys. Trust me when I tell you, Frontline's, he sends it, what's up to everybody in the chat. And yeah, man, he'll be back shortly. Trust me. We just gotta catch him between times. But right about now, he should have been just getting home or still be on the highway driving back. Yeah. So that man must be exhausted right now. I know he's doing a lot of work, and I'll let him know that you guys said what's up, and you guys are like, where he at, man? You know what I'm saying? If I got some explaining to do, he always got explaining to do. Right, guys? So listen, man, you guys are the best. Building memories in Key West. Yo, Frontline, man, yeah, man, like, he's out there doing his thing, man. So, yeah, man, guys, listen, man, I just wanted to hop on real quick. This whole Tank Davis situation, like I said several times, it didn't sit right with me. If your mom's still around, man, tell her you love her. It's never too late to be that son and to recognize, wait a minute, what have I done for what kind of son am I? Like we always say, man, mom, dad, like, you didn't do this. Dad, where were you? You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Well, at some point, you guys trade places. She raised you all this time, and now don't forget about her. If it's anything, whatever your situation is, did you make sure she ate tonight? Did she have a bag of groceries? Did you bring her anything? Did she need anything? Just make sure, you appreciate these moments and these times and shit. Because when it's gone, brother. It is gone, trust me. You'll always be with the what if. I beat myself up for a long time with my mom. I beat myself up for a long time. I even blame myself for that shit. Trust me, man. You go to a dark place, a real dark place, and then, you know how the devil is, right? You're in a dark place, and he sends you dark people to enable your dark behavior. Trust me, you don't want to go down that road. Some of us come back from there, some of us don't. You know, sorrow can bring you to points you never thought. Just an unbelievable amount of pain enters your heart. It's something that I can't explain. I literally felt like my heart ripped open when my daughter died. I didn't know what to do. I was lost. I didn't have anybody to fight. I didn't have anybody to blame. It was just horrible. Still is, man. But coping with things, you know, I have a daughter here, my youngest daughter, she's about to be 13. And I don't want her to see dad just breaking down every day. I couldn't do that to her, you know, and, you know, I have to live from all the kids too. And it's just crazy. And I don't want to keep talking about this, but, you know, guys, man, you know, it's just sometimes things happen in the world. Maybe we need to be reminded how 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 fortunate we are to have some of our parents still around. I have none of my parents around. My closest relative, my closest is my oldest sister, then my brother, and things like that. That's what I got left, and my kids, type shit. So we're all gonna reach these points in our life. It's inevitable. We're not gonna. I just hope that you're in the right place, and you did. You, whenever this times happen to you, you feel like you used all your time wisely with her, and you feel like you enough, not like I did. So, you know, that's my message tonight. Whatever you take out of this video, take out of it. Please like the videos, subscribe to the channel. You know, we're going to be talking boxing tomorrow. Back at it again. Back to boxing. And I hope to see you guys there, man. You know what I'm saying? Love yourselves, love your family, and peace. Have a great